Vikram and his wife, a story that leaves you conflicted. You'll find yourself wondering, was Vikram a well-raised man, or did he lack a personality? Yes, he committed a horrific crime, but for the first time, you might actually sympathize with the criminal. The beginning. In 2012, Vikram was a young man living in Mumbai, raised in a highly respectable family. His mother brought him up with strong Indian values and religious traditions. He was always kept away from trouble. From a young age, he was passionate about electronics and dreamed of becoming a skilled repair technician. After years of dedication, he became one of the most sought-after specialists in computer repairs. He was extremely attached to his mother, who supported him in every way, buying him the latest tools for his work. Even though she never asked for anything, he always set aside part of his earnings for her. Over time, he gained a great reputation in his field and started earning well. But despite his professional success, he had zero experience with relationships. He lived in isolation, focused solely on his work. An unexpected encounter. One day, while fixing electronic devices at a luxury hotel in Mumbai, Vikram noticed a stunning woman named Sahana, a pseudonym since he didn't know her real name at first. She kept glancing at him repeatedly. Vikram was puzzled but believed this was love at first sight. He was thrilled that, for the first time, someone was interested in him. He rushed home and excitedly told his mother that he had found someone special. She was happy for him, but he exaggerated his description of Sahana as if he had known her for years. What made him even more excited was that he had another job at the same hotel the next day, another chance to see her. But while Vikram was overjoyed, Sahana was calculating her own plan. She saw in him an innocent, successful man with money, someone easy to manipulate. The next day they spoke for the first time. He learned she worked in the housekeeping department and lived with her family in Mumbai. Without wasting time, he proposed marriage immediately. She agreed without hesitation, making him feel like she had also found the love of her life. They agreed that he would visit her family with his mother in a week, and so he did. But as soon as they stepped into her house, Vikram felt something was off about her family. There was something unsettling about them. Anyone with a bit of life experience would have sensed it immediately. His mother remained silent throughout the visit, but her face said everything. She wasn't comfortable at all. As soon as they left, she told Vikram that she didn't trust Sahana or her family. But for the first time in his life, he defied his mother, upset that she was standing in the way of his happiness. The quick marriage and the start of the downfall. Less than a month later, the wedding was finalized at an alarming speed. He rented an apartment and made all the arrangements, completely ignoring his mother's concerns. Despite her disapproval, she eventually agreed out of love and worry for him, though she knew this was a grave mistake. After the marriage, Vikram's relationship with his mother deteriorated. Sahana became the center of his world, and he followed her every command. Strangely, her family had no demands except for him to secure an apartment for them, as if they were more interested in financial gain than their daughter's well-being. As time passed, Vikram started uncovering shocking truths. He found out that Sahana's parents had been divorced for years, but still lived together as if they were a normal family. But the biggest shock was discovering that Sahana's mother had a criminal past and was previously convicted for prostitution. When he confronted Sahana, she reassured him that her mother had changed a long time ago, and there was nothing to worry about. Vikram was stunned, but he loved her so much that he ignored reality. The descent into chaos. 2 months into the marriage, Sahana called Vikram, telling him that her mother would be staying at their place for 2 days. However, he was shocked to learn that she wouldn't be coming alone. Her new husband would be with her. Vikram found it odd but didn't object. But a week later, another strange thing happened. His mother-in-law visited again, but this time with a different husband. At this point, Vikram lost his temper and confronted Sahana, but she pleaded, saying she had no control over her mother's actions and had to endure them as her daughter. Days passed, and Vikram started feeling like his life was crumbling. He became suspicious of Sahana's behavior. She stayed out late, received calls from unknown numbers, and always ignored them. The shocking discovery and the murder. Determined to find out the truth, he began secretly watching her. One night, while hiding outside the hotel, he saw Sahana walking out with another man and sitting with him at a cafe. He kept calling her, but she never answered. When she finally got home, he confronted her. She lied and claimed the man was helping her get a new job because many men at the hotel were harassing her. For the first time, Vikram didn't believe her. He slapped her, something he had never done before. He called her mother to complain, but she turned against him, saying, "How dare you raise your hand on my daughter?" Moments later, Sahana's parents stormed into his house and started a massive argument. During the commotion, the landlord knocked on the door, demanding that Vikram vacate the apartment immediately. The landlord apparently knew that Sahana's family had a bad reputation. Sahana and her family manipulated Vikram into quickly finding another apartment. Within hours, he was forced to move again. Finally, Vikram divorced Sahana, but 2 days later, he took her back. He tried focusing on his work, but while unpacking his things, he found 2 crucial documents. The first was Sahana's divorce certificate from her previous marriage, dated just a few months before their wedding. The second was a new marriage certificate, proving she had married someone else while still legally his wife. At that moment, her father entered the house. Instead of explaining, he started demanding money. When Vikram refused, the man pulled out a knife and lunged at him. In a fit of rage, Vikram lost control and strangled him to death. Panicked, he wrapped the body in a blanket, sealed it with tape, and hid it under the bed. For 3 days, Sahana slept on the bed without realizing her father's corpse was right beneath her. Eventually, she noticed a foul smell and started searching for the source. When she found the body, she ran to the police station and reported that she suspected there was a corpse in their home. The shocking end. The police arrived and discovered the hidden body. Investigators quickly linked the crime to Vikram, as witnesses had seen him arguing with Sahana's family. Vikram was arrested, and the moment he saw the officers, he confessed to everything. Despite the detectives feeling sorry for what he had endured, he was still a murderer, and justice had to be served. The moral of the story: being overprotected can sometimes be harmful, but what's worse is choosing the wrong life partner. Sometimes listening to the wisdom of parents can save an entire life from ruin.